to Wemby. Wemby tries a three, puts it up, off the mark. Anunoby the rebound. It's over. It's over. Knick fans, this is not a dream. Your long, long wait has ended. Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
All right, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 697. I don't care, whatever it is.
Whatever number. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jay?
I am, as you can tell, my voice hasn't fully recovered from yesterday. It is, oh my God. It finally happened.
Before we go into the winning team and the Knicks, and I'm just on like cloud 9, 10, 11, 12, let's just talk about the losing team for 1 second. I know it's not where you thought we'd start, but like I want to hand it to them. The losing team, they did everything possible to win the game, and I appreciate their effort. So a shout out to the refs. You guys tried really hard. You did everything you could have. Spurs suck, but the refs, they played well.
It was a very good effort. Very good effort
for the refs.
So
holy shit, they did. Their effort was like mind. I don't think I've seen many games, and this is like multiple games now, especially last night, where the broadcast crew, Breen, what's his name?
Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson. Where the guys are like literally being like, I don't know why the refs made that call. The refs missed that call. What are the refs doing? I think the broadcast crew is always like that fine line of not wanting to criticize the refs. And they were like, how did they miss the flagrant on Wemby? Why didn't they call that foul against They were like in disbelief at times during the game.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I got breaking news.
Okay.
The NBA officials have put out a statement. They are now awarding a flagrant to Wemby. He will be suspended from the first summer league game.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
I don't know what he's going to do, but he will not be able to play in that first summer league game. Hopefully the Spurs will recover.
Tough break, Spurs fans.
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing all right. So I started the night by going downtown to Stout, which is like a block away from MSG, and I invited Mark, and
yes.
Mark didn't go, and I immediately...
I said to Jay, I'm like, hey, I really want to make sure I watch with my son, Zach. It's really important to me to watch with him. And Jay's like, yeah, makes sense. Bring him to the bar. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you noticed about bars, but usually don't let minors, my son's 14, about to turn 15, I usually don't let minors into the bar at night. Jay's like, no, that can't be the rule. Pretty sure that's the rule. Jay, did you see a lot of kids there last night?
They sent me a text and they said, let me know if anybody from your party's under 21. So they probably would have just given them a wristband and let them go in.
Okay. Did you see any kids? And you see a lot of young children there?
It was full. Anyway, I immediately...
Jay's like, it was like a nursery there last night. There were so many little kids at the bar at 10 o'clock at night.
I immediately met Kurt Thomas and Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, my fuck. How did you... So you sent me this picture, and I was immediately like... So I watched last night at my cousin's beach club. Really wanted to watch with my cousin, I watched with my son, but like my cousin also invited us. It sounded like they had a watch party at their beach club, and I was like, this will also be really special. We watch with them, so I wanted to do that. Part of me now regrets not watching in New York City. I mean, like a big part of me regrets not watching in New York City. A big part. Holy crap, that looked amazing. I was like, well, maybe if they lose, this game's not going well. If they lose, we're going to go to a watch party for Game 6 in the city and like... Anyway, how did you end up meeting Kurt Thomas and Latrell right away?
My first thought is I have to immediately send this to Mark.
I saw that. Because at first you sent me and the picture wasn't loading and I'm like, oh, it's just going to be the crowd, whatever, like, it'll look like a good scene. Then I'm like, oh, fuck, really?
So I reserved the table there, and I guess they have a separate entrance for people who reserve tables, and then there was people who were waiting. I don't know the new layout of Stout because they moved a block away, but it seemed like the first floor was the people who just showed up without reservations, and the second floor was people who made reservations. So they told us to go to another entrance to the left of the main entrance to go up the stairs. But before you get up the stairs, straight ahead would look like a little VIP room, and my buddy Henry's like, "Oh, look, that's Kurt Thomas," and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then we're going up the stairs, and my wife is like, "I'm gonna ask him for a picture." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." So immediately he's like, "Yeah, no problem," and then she turns around and Sprewell is there, and she just waves him to like come over.
Oh my God!
And he does. He's like, "Yeah, sure. I'll." He's like, "I got to do that now," and so then she asked this lady near her to take the picture, and it was Sprewell's wife.
Oh, wow! That's really funny too.
Yeah, we didn't know. We thought it was just a random lady, and we're like, "Can you take our picture?" It was. We looked it up later, and it was his wife. So,
It sounds like they were very like. I mean, how long do you guys talk to them at all, or they just like kind of just said?
No, he said hi. Like Kurt Thomas shook my hands. I felt like I had little baby hands. That guy's got massive hands. And yeah, and that was it. It was quick. Like we didn't know if we were supposed to be in that area, and we didn't want to like get in trouble immediately. But we're
probably you weren't supposed to be the same area as Latrell Sprewell and Kurt Thomas. But that sounds. Not. They also probably expected to take lots of pictures with fans. So
I don't know if they had a private VIP area. They were probably like, "Let's stay here so we don't have to do this." But they were too close to the doorway, so they get caught by my wife.
I'm sure you're not the only ones they signed autographs or like took pictures with. Like,
yeah.
I'm
just wondering, like, was there like a whole room? Like, if we looked to the if we took one step further, would we have seen like Starks and like everybody else?
Do you think the Knicks invite like? So we've seen so many like the Knicks invite back a lot of players, and even like Jeremy Lin's been back now, and like just so many players, and I think it's awesome. I don't think many organizations have these many ex-players like around the organization all the time. But how universal do you think this invite is back to the games? Like, is Ron Baker being like, "Fine, Knicks, I'll go to the game. You guys have to keep calling."
Yeah, that's a good question. How deep does that go?
Like, what's the cutoff? Like some of the players, like Latrell, makes sense. I feel like Tim Thomas is sometimes that game. Like the guys that were not that big of a deal were at games also. So I wonder how.
Yeah, I don't know if they're. Maybe it's like Sprewell's like, "Can I get Tim Thomas in? Can he be my +1?"
Right, maybe. I also like it's from since we've been doing the show, especially the first decade of us doing the show, there were a lot of players who I think the Knicks want to forget about.
Yeah.
I don't see the Knicks being like, "Hey, Cole Aldridge, do you want to sit next to Mike Lee?"
Hey, look, right next to Allen Houston, it's Bargnani.
Bargnani. Exactly. Bargnani's like, "I don't understand why the Knicks have escorted me out of the state."
I mean,
the Knicks are like, "We're going to give you free tickets." They fly Bargnani first class, and he gets there, he's like, "Why am I in France?"
Knowing Dolan, Bargnani's banned from the stadium.
I mean, him and Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
It was cool that Oakley was at the game where they won the title.
Yeah, that was cool. They didn't sit with Ewing, but he was there.
Yeah, at least he was there. Holy crap! I am in disbelief today. It's still it's like shocking. Like sometimes like in life you'll have traumatic incidents that are shocking, and it takes a while to really. This is a shocking incident in the most positive light.
So the game starts. They're down by 10 again.
Immediately.
Every single game this series, we're like, what the hell? Why? We can't have one like blowout game.
Right. I did turn to my son and was like, "Hey, they're down by 7 right now. 3 more points till the Knicks can get into this."
Right. So the crowd was going absolutely berserk for the first 2 minutes, and then they went down by 10, and it was like pretty silent for a while. My one complaint was that they had a DJ there, and he was trying to do sound effects every 5 seconds. Like, The Price is Right. Like,
yeah.
He did that after every Spurs miss for the entire game.
I remember watching in Stout in the past. They do have a DJ do stuff where you're like, "Hey, why don't you just throw the DJ out the window? No one wants this DJ here."
Right.
You have a giant game going on. That's enough of a mood.
I wanted to hear the game sounds, not sound effect guy. Like, the Knicks would be down by 14. They'd hit one shot, and he'd start playing the Seven Nation Army song. And I'm like, we're not going to start a chant because they cut the lead to 12. Like, settle down.
Also, at least what I've seen where they when it goes to like the game stuff goes to a commercial, they'll immediately play the loudest possible music you've ever heard.
Yes.
And you're like, "Hey, guys, maybe we want to talk between the game, like during the commercials, like just something like this. It's a bar. It's not a club.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
So I watched it. So we had I went to my cousin's beach club. It was very nice. They had like an outdoor setting. It wasn't packed with people, but there were enough people. They had a projector, a big screen, and a projector. Little kids kept running in front of the projector. Where the point, when little kids go in front of the projector for a second, people are always like people are always nice about it. But the audience, people are like, hey, move the kid. Like people get. It was a little of a weird, like it wasn't the ideal scene. I mean, my cousin, my nephew, my son, like that part was perfect, and we were jumping up and down at the end. But there was just some funny parts of it. There was a little kid sitting in front of us. Well, first, this little kid comes over to sit with his mom, but he wants to sit where his mom is sitting, and and she doesn't want to give her chair up to the 6-year-old, and he starts like crying. This is like with like 3 minutes to go in the game, and I'm like, here, just take this chair, sit the fuck down. I find another chair, just like sit down. Then he goes like, hey, can I get the candy? Turns around to us, can I get the candy underneath the seat? And I'm like, what is he even talking about? My nephew finds his candy. I'm like, grab the candy, gives it to the goddamn kid. Turn around. And he keeps asking us questions, or he keeps making comments to things like. He's like, is the game over now? Is this, like, just please turn around. Is the game over? Did the Knicks lose? Like, the game's still going. And with 8 seconds to go in the game, he turns around and goes, and the Spurs are inbounding the ball. He goes, I bet the Spurs are going to foul Brunson here. I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. My son and nephew just started cracking up.
That's funny.
I also had, like, this old couple behind us who was, like, just, like, telling us about, like, when I saw the game in '73, I'm like, it's wonderful. I'm glad you were there. We weren't. Just want to watch the game.
That's fun.
So
let's get into the actual game, I guess.
Yeah, let's get into the actual game. So, do you think the Spurs were like, hey, you know what our game plan is? Let's make sure no one else can score, and Brunson will get whatever he needs. No one else will score, and we'll win the game.
Normally, that's a good strategy, right?
Right. That normally let their one player get their points. We shut down the rest of the team. We're good.
They'll be like, all right, Castle, you get Bridges. Wemby, you can get OG. And Scott Foster, you can get Towns.
I cannot even believe the amount of calls. I was listening to Bill Simmons and Zach Lowe before, and Zach Lowe was just like, yeah, the referees really allowed a lot of contact, except for, they allowed everyone to play defense pretty hard, except for Towns.
His sixth foul was like a phantom nothing foul. Like Wemby just runs into Towns and flop. That was a flop. He
really had one flop. He had one foul that was like totally legit.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was when he pushed Wemby into the other guy, like yeah, that was totally legit.
Because they called that on was it Fox like 5 minutes before that. So like all right, you got to call it on Towns now.
That one you have to call. I mean, the plays, the Wemby reaches over, clearly a foul, and they're like, well, you know what, they reverse it again. They're like, well, Towns hooked him after. I'm like, but the foul came before the hook. What are you guys doing?
I think half the challenges for the entire series was a foul on Wemby that they reversed to be a foul on Towns.
Did it happen 3 times in this series?
I think it did.
I mean, just unbelievable. Like, that was when they reversed that. I mean, before they reversed it, I was like, they're going to reverse it. Like, this game is so goddamn fixed, they're going to reverse it. Mm-hmm. And then they actually did it, I'm like, I can't believe they're Scott Foster. By the way, my son, before even the game, like, he's like, oh crap, Scott Foster, the extender, is reffing. I'm like, I'm so happy you know that.
I was more worried about Tyler Ford.
I mean, the refs were not out to help us last night.
We shouldn't know their names.
We really shouldn't know their names. You would have no idea. You'd be like, oh, who's Scott Foster? I've never heard of him because the refs just called the games evenly.
Right. Right, exactly.
I really, like, thank God for the Spurs. Like, they did, like, because we would be losing our mind about the series, about the refs. Thank God the Spurs they shut all New York fans up about the refs. They did a great job of doing that.
Yeah, this would have been a major, major talking point if Wemby did not choke in 4 out of 5 of the games. I mean, Harden is like, my God, this guy chokes a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he had the missed shot in game 1. He had the pass to Castle's back in game 2. In game 4, he missed the free throws. And
Did he shoot well in one of the series? I mean, I guess the game 3, he shot well in the first. Maybe he shot well in game 3, but like most of the time, he did not shoot very well.
He's 9.5 feet tall, and he shot 43% for the finals.
Yeah, how do you do that at that size?
Well, first of all, he's scared of Towns. He doesn't want to bang with Towns, so now he's
Not at all.
from the free throw line or beyond. And apparently his conditioning sucks because he was gassed 3 minutes into game 5.
Yeah, I don't get his conditioning is like. I know at his size, it's pretty hard. Like it's maybe a little more. I mean, I don't know. People say at his size, it's a little bit harder. But Towns is not gassed like he is.
Right.
mean,
Mitch was gassed after like a minute and a half. They had to put in Huck Porty after like 90 seconds of Mitch because Mitch was about to die.
Well, in fairness, there have been a lot of big men in the league who aren't gassed this easily. Like,
Do you think part of it is that Wemby plays 29 minutes a game in the regular season, and then all of a sudden he's trying to play 40?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I do think that's a big thing.
On the other hand, if you're used to playing 29, should 3 make you feel like you're dead?
I mean, it also could be just at his height, like it's harder to do the conditioning drills to like. Mm-hmm. But you'd think he'd play a lot of enough basketball that
He also played a lot more playoff games because they had a lot of trouble beating really injured teams.
Right. The Knicks, the Knicks like, oh, they beat these crappy teams in the East, and like the West, like you have like Spurs being like, wow, we took out the heralded Blazers.
Led by Denny Avdija.
Yeah. The Lakers, who had no one healthy, we took them out. Wow. OKC, they murdered 2 of their starters before the series started. We took them out.
No, didn't they play half a Timberwolves team?
Yeah, they played half of. Well, they didn't play the Lakers. OKC played the Lakers. Right?
Yeah, they played a half a Timberwolves team. And a third of the Thunder team.
Yeah, they were missing most of the series. They were missing Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell, I think.
And Chet. He didn't show up.
No, he didn't. Was Chet even at the games? It's weird that like you would be paid that much, you don't even attend the games.
I know. You'd think he'd have the decency to show up.
Right. You'd think you'd be like, "Hey guys, I know you're paying me. I'll put the jersey on. I'll be at least on the sidelines."
It was also interesting that Castle decided to emulate Chet's final elimination game.
You know what was crazy in that game? Was when the Castle had that big putback, like near the end of the game, that dunk, and they were like, "Those are Castle's first 2 points of the game," and I was like, "Holy shit, he hasn't scored up to this point."
He was 1 for 10 for the game.
Oh my god! By the way, do you think? So just for jump around a little bit, but Jalen Brunson won the Finals MVP. I was really excited for him, and like, there was some talk of OG, but do you think? Okay, was De'Aaron Fox robbed of being a Finals MVP?
I mean, I appreciate his dedication to Brown.
Yeah, he really went all in to play for Mike Brown. Like that, I mean, De'Aaron Fox, like, I've never seen an undercover player so, like, he even pretended to be on the Spurs. That was amazing.
They have a problem because they owe him 4 more years at a substantial amount, and Dylan Harper is way better. And I think they only played him because of that contract, because I feel like Mike Brown would have been playing Dylan Harper a lot more, and they might have won the series if they did that.
Dylan Harper looks awesome. He looks the opposite of De'Aaron Fox.
He looked like the best player.
Yeah. I have some takes on the Spurs. I mean, like, we'll go back to the Knicks in a second, but I don't think the Spurs win a title until Dylan Harper's the best player on the team. Like, he's got to surpass Wemby. I think Wemby is not... I don't think Wemby can be the... I mean, Wemby can get better also. Wemby's awesome also, but, like, I really feel like Dylan Harper... When Dylan Harper becomes better than Wemby, they're going to be unstoppable. Is that... Yeah. Like, I feel like... to a certain extent, like Shaq needed Kobe kind of thing. Like, he needs a guy to... Like, Wemby cannot be the guy with the ball in the hand when you need buckets.
Right. Well, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to change. So, just to let you know, De'Aaron Fox this year got $37 million. You think that's a lot of money?
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Is that a decent contract if he's getting 37 going forward? Like is that a
it,
problem?
it was an off series. Like in the Thunder series, you'd say that's worth 37.
Okay. Well, what if instead of 37, it's 49 next year?
Well, that's rough.
What about 53 the following year? Then 57. And then in 29-30 season, it's going to be $61 million.
Well, have fun with that one.
That's an interesting contract. If I am the Spurs, in terms of like what I do next, because I thought about this also. So, first thing I do is I fire Mitch Johnson. What do you think of that?
He had a rough series, but I don't know if you fire him.
I mean, that's awesome that he got a young team to the finals, and you can be like, "Hey, that's great." I think your window closes fast. No windows do not stay open that long. Like there's the OKC team with 3 Hall of Famers had only went to 1 finals. Guy's career, like you never know what's going to happen with this team. Mitch got outclassed in the finals. I think you need a coach that's a better coach. He clearly
he was. I mean, like I just said, not putting Harper in over Fox when he was clearly outplaying him every second he was on the court.
There were so many decisions in this league, like from not covering the inbounder in Game 4. There were so many decisions that are just very questionable. Plus, he has not convinced Wemby to play closer to the basket. So hopefully the next coach can convince him how to play better.
No, I like Wemby playing out.
Well, I mean, I'm saying if they actually want to win games.
Yeah, we don't want him to win games.
I mean, that's a fair point too. I fire Mitch Johnson. I get a veteran coach. I feel like sometimes the younger coaches are not the guy to get you over the hump. Shout out to Leon Rose, who knew when to move on from his coach. Unbelievable. By the way, wouldn't you love to see an interview with Tibbs right now?
I mean, it would be pretty awkward.
It would be cool if he was just like happy for the team, but I feel like he'd be too angry.
We also want to give a shout out to once a Nick, always a Nick, Luke Cornett, who had 3 points in this finals.
Yeah, throughout the whole series, Luke Cornett, like he stepped up for the Knicks as well.
Yeah, he really did.
Also, after the game, he was the only player on the Spurs to shake hands with the Knicks.
Yeah, he did show some class. Yeah,
he had class. The rest of the Spurs team just walked off.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, they're being that big of a bitch. Like, I don't know. Show a little. They were so cocky the entire series. They never gave the Knicks 1 ounce of credit. Congrats to the Knicks for being the first finals winners without getting a single win in the playoffs. They just were fortunate enough to play 4 straight teams that beat themselves.
Right. They kept saying how we beat ourselves. We were in control of the game. Like we were in control of who won and lost, and like we did this. I'm like. The other team keeps having more points than you. Perhaps that's part of it.
Right. So
the
Knicks led this series 24% of the time.
It's really, really unbelievable.
The Knicks were down in the I think final 2 minutes every single game.
If the games are 46 minutes long, Spurs might win the title.
I think the Knicks would have lost 4-1 if it was 46-minute games, which is insane.
My other changes for the Spurs would be taking all the draft capital you have and going all in on this team. Just pretending that next year is your last chance and just going all in, because I think it's stupid to do otherwise. Trade De'Aaron Fox.
Good luck trading him.
Well...
Although, you know what, there's no contract that's I've said this contract's untradeable like 8 times, and the guy always gets traded. But you know what? I don't feel like talking about making the Spurs better.
Okay, last, I guess play Harper more and give him the team, give him the keys, and get a backup center. Just use your draft capital to make your bench not trash. Okay, go on. We'll move on to the next.
Are you trying to change this into a Spurs podcast? What is going on here?
I've been making fun of the Spurs. I don't know. Like, I'm just... do you want to talk for 3 more hours about the Knicks? I could do that and have more things to say. This is just... I mean, Brunson, the story... You hear his post-game... Everything he said in the post-game press conference was almost like if a Hollywood screenwriter had scripted for him, he could have said better things. He had this whole speech about how they were like, was it a lot of pressure? Like a lot of pressure on you. He's like, no, that's not pressure. Then he talked about his dad's career, who had he was on 9 teams in 8 seasons, and like how he's always trying every summer just trying to make a roster. He's like, that's pressure. Like this is not like trying to feed your family's pressure. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, could we love you anymore? Last series, he's like before we talk about the game winner and like this amazing comeback, I want to talk about this make a wish. I'm like, I love you, Brunson. I'm gonna see if my wife and I can we all get married?
He's he just seemed. The thing is, this whole team is just like they're a bunch of likable guys. There was a play near the end of Game 5 where OG pump fakes a 3, and the defender goes, he's jumping up. Shea would have jumped right into that guy and tried to draw a foul. OJ takes a step to the side to take a clean shot. And you're like, this is just like ethical basketball.
Yeah. And also like last night, so Brunson obviously, before last night's game, you might have said maybe OG should be the series MVP. OG played amazingly.
We were leaning towards OG. You score 45 points in a clincher, and the entire rest of the team scores 49. You got MVP. That's
right.
Not even up for debate.
No one else can score. Yeah, like no one else can score on your team, and you're like, give me the. Hey, San Antonio, the play every time is Brunson's going to get the ball and he's going to score, and the Spurs are like, we have no idea how to defend that.
He was driving right at Wemby under the basket and still somehow got the ball in. I don't even know how he got some of those shots in. OG too. He had one where he was like double teamed under the net, and I couldn't even see him, and I just saw the ball pop up and go in the net. I'm like, I don't even know how he did that.
Yeah. The flagrant foul on Wemby where he does he lands right in Brunson's landing area, and when you first see that play live or on TV, you're like, oh, did Brunson flop a little bit? Did he move in a little bit? And then you watch it on the replay, you're like, oh, Wemby did exactly what the rule says you can't do. Literally what the rule says you can't. Why the rule was made up, basically.
Somebody actually posted that in slower motion, and Wemby looks down to see where Brunson's feet are and then puts his feet there.
I didn't see that part of it. I thought Wemby just kind of misstepped. Like,
either way, Brunson twisted his ankle pretty bad, and I thought he was just going to be out for the game. Like, how are they not calling that? Wemby's done that every single game.
How is it that anytime you try to really injure Brunson and he looks like he's really injured, he's like, no. I'm unleashing my superpower now. I'm gonna play harder and make it worse than the other team.
I don't know how he even came back on the court with that ankle sprain.
He limps over for that ankle sprain. That happens to me. I'm talking about it 7 years later with my limp.
Yeah.
He limps over the referee, screams to the referee, and the referee's like, like we didn't see it. I mean, on 3-point shots, we're never looking at people's legs. We're never looking at the landing area.
When it's the Spurs defending.
Yeah, the Spurs defending. And he's like, fine, I'm just going to run this off and just be... The other foul also was as they're trying to kill the clock at the end of the game, trying to get like a foul called. Brunson is being beaten up in the line. He passes the ball somehow to Mikhail. But like, he's clearly fouled, and the refs are like, we weren't watching the last 8 seconds of the game to see if they're trying to purposely foul you.
We were checking our parlays.
Every time they try to hack a Mitch, we see that immediately. But if you're beating up the guy with the ball, I mean, like, maybe there'll be a turnover here.
I don't know how they did this, to be honest. The way the Spurs were allowed to play, Brunson got mauled for 48 minutes a game. I don't know how they pulled this off, to be honest. Like,
right, there's so many plays where so Towns will push a guy a little bit, and like you maybe should, and they call a foul. But then you watch Brunson dribbling the ball up the court, and he's just getting beaten up, and you're like, this is legal? You're totally just allowed to do this?
Right.
And Brunson's just like accepting it and just has to like deal with it because you're like, the refs aren't gonna help you here.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm glad the Knicks won, and I'm not going to get greedy and be like, I want them to win over and over, but I would like the NBA to do something about this.
I would like to give a shout out also to the Knicks. Like, so no one else on the team was hitting shots. It was really tough on offense, but it was so impressive how well they played defense. I mean, you're talking about the Spurs, who also have like a really dynamite offense. The Knicks held them to 90 points in the final game.
Mikhail and OG weren't letting anybody score on them.
Yeah. They were playing, hey, our shot's not going in, but we're going to play unbelievable defense. Towns, when he was allowed to play on the court, played great defense. Mitch with a broken hand was playing great. Like everyone, they made the life really difficult for the Spurs, which was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Mitch was not able to cover Wemby at all.
Yeah, I mean, he did an okay job at times. I don't know.
It was.
You think he was terrible in other games? I didn't think he was so bad last night.
I mean, he got that one huge rebound that pretty much clinched the game. So
yeah,
I mean,
that rebound was gigantic.
But overall, I mean, most of the team played good. McBride was like unplayable this series. I don't know what happened.
McBride really wasn't very good in the playoffs.
But kudos for picking up Alvarado, because Alvarado really stepped up when the Knicks needed him.
I mean, not to talk about Tibbs, but I feel like one thing that Brown did just a lot better was like he was willing to go to his bench at times when you'd never see Tibbs do these things. Like he'd go to like he would also stick with guys. McBride's not working, clearly not working. He tries him. He tries Alvarado, tries Shamet, tries Clarkson. He's like, I will try anything. I'll put Jeremy Sochan out there at times just to like if needed, basically.
Well, that's what you should do as a coach. If you have some streaky players, and some of those guys are streaky, see if they have it that night. Sometimes Clarkson is on a heater and he hits every shot, and sometimes he misses every shot. And Brown's the type of coach who's like, okay, he doesn't have it tonight. We'll try the next guy down the line.
I mean, for the most part, bench starters are guys who are more consistent. Bench players are guys who are just inconsistent. Sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
And it's helpful to have a bunch of guys you could play. And they have a bunch of options.
It was also helpful that they played during the regular season.
Yes.
Because if you remember last year, Tibbs panicked and started playing bench guys, but they hadn't played during the regular season. And then we had a bunch of turnovers because there was no continuity there.
It's also like, so in Game 4, in desperation, Brown went to the lineup of Brunson and Alvarado, and that was an unlock for the Knicks, and that looked great. And you're like, oh my god, the Knicks have found something.
Mm-hmm.
Then this game, they go to Alvarado and Brunson, completely doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, well, we'll try something else.
Yeah.
It works one night, it's not going to work the next night. It's just.
So Brown was a better coach than I thought. And
I mean, Brown is an amazing coach.
Yeah.
You're not like. How many titles have we won before this?
I mean,
in our lifetime.
Brown coached circles around the last 3 coaches he went up against. Four.
Brown's great.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. I mean, I like Tibbs and all that, but Brown is a better coach. He's a brilliant coach.
Yeah. That was a pretty much a coaching masterclass. The one game the Knicks lost, he even called everyone out for watching Brunson do everything. Even though Brunson had to do that in Game 5, but it was more of the whole playoffs in general was a team effort, and when they went away from that, that's when they lost.
Do you think it's a fair criticism of this team to say like, hey, they were like an above-average team in the regular season, but like outside of one like 19-game run in the playoffs, they're not that good of a team?
I can't.
I'm waiting for these like terrible takes online. Everything online has been amazing, but I'm kind of also looking for these terrible takes where people are just going to be like, oh, I mean, these Knicks, I mean, like, you can barely count this championship. All they beat was all the teams in the NBA.
I've seen posts like that. I mean, it's usually Philly or Boston fans that are saying it because they're just salty, but they're calling it fraudulent. Celtics fans calling it fraudulent when they didn't play one healthy team the whole 2024 run is hilarious to me.
Right. It really is. You go back to, like, who these teams beat, you're like, hey, you guys really shouldn't throw rocks through a glass house. Look back at who you guys beat.
I don't think the Knicks had played one team with a single injury. Right? Like, everybody was healthy.
Let's see. The Hawks weren't really missing anyone. Philly.
Embiid missed one game.
Right. The one game. The best game that Philly played was the game that they missed Embiid. If anything, like, Embiid being on the court was also worse for them.
But the Knicks also were missing OG and Mitch during the Embiid game.
Right. And in the Cavs series, were the Cavs missing anyone?
Just Harden in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't allowed to play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, and the Spurs team, like the closest thing they had was like Cornette being sick for the game, which it's arguable that they shouldn't even play Cornette to begin with.
Yeah, I was like kind of worried. I'm like, are they going to put out Olynyk and he's going to like hit some threes?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, Olynyk's a solid veteran. Like, he can't be worse than goddamn Luke Cornett right now.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe they'll play Carter Bryant at center and go small ball, and that. Crazy also, Mike Brown, because Towns kept being like kicked out of the game basically, or like just too many fouls. He went with like small lineups at times, and even those lineups worked.
Yeah, I saw one time. There was one point out there where I'm like, I don't see Towns or Mitch. This is like super small, and it was working.
I do love also at halftime. I think Barkley commented, he was like, "The Knicks are down by 5. They're basically winning."
Yeah,
it just incredible, absolutely incredible. So Brunson's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. So he, basic second greatest Knick of all time.
at least, yeah.
I mean, I asked that question on Twitter, and some people gave some comments about Clyde. I'm like, okay, Clyde, 2 titles, like fantastic defensive player, whatever. Best Knick of our lifetime, easily, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he has to have dethroned Ewing. Although,
yeah,
I would still argue what Ewing would have done with like one other offensive player.
he probably would have done better without. Yeah, that's a fair point. Also, his roster just wasn't there for him. Like this roster is Brunson. The team is much better situated. Like I don't understand why they couldn't get any better players around Ewing.
Like if you replace Charles Smith with Pippen, like the Knicks probably win like 4. Okay, maybe not. We don't have to go with Pippen. Like Mullen.
If you took this current team, got rid of Towns, put Ewing on the team, and made Alvarado the point guard instead, and got rid of Brunson, could that team win? So that's I'm trying to find a way to like you can't have Brunson, you can't give him Brunson, but you can give him this team basically, and I guess he'd have to replace Pat.
I think you would have to ask which era's rules we're playing with, because Ewing would probably also foul out with today's rules.
Right, I think it's 90s rules defense from the other team, and the Knicks and the worst of the rules for the Knicks.
Right. Like I feel like, in theory, Ewing would absolutely destroy everyone in this era, but I would fear he would get like a bunch of fouls for no reason.
Right, I mean and he was unbelievable also. But Brunson's amazing. OG. Holy crap! Overall, he didn't have the greatest like closing game, but like on defense, he's been amazing. His offense has been like on fire most of the series and most of the whole playoffs. He's been goddamn incredible.
I know everyone or most people have Shea as the best player in the NBA. What has he done that puts him above Brunson? I don't think this is hot takey.
Yeah, I mean Shea's like really good at like falling to the ground. And Brunson only falls to the ground when he's like when there are charges. So there's that. I have no idea. Right, it's Brunson has to be a top 5 player, and you're right. I don't really know what SGA has done that's so much better than what Brunson's done.
I mean, it's not like SGA has all these fourth quarter highlight reels.
Right, he doesn't. He's an excellent player, but there's no like, oh, look at him take over another game. Look at him take over another fourth quarter.
Yeah, he had like 1 or 2 this playoffs, but Brunson was like every fourth quarter. I mean, he averaged the most fourth quarter points in an NBA playoff run, like ever.
Right.
I mean, in the modern era, yeah.
If you look at this season, like it's hard to like Brunson could be arguably the best player in the NBA. Next season, who knows? But like, who are you going to put over him? You're going to say Tatum's better? You're like Tatum won a title also. Tatum's a great player, but he didn't make the finals. Like Edwards is great. What is Edwards like? You have to like be able to get your team here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think he has to be in anybody's top 5 list.
Yeah, and you're gonna say people will put Wemby in the top 5. I'm like, Wemby really wasn't that great, and his defense is awesome, but his offense really was lacking this whole series.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that huge shot in Game 1 of the OKC series where you're like, oh my God, Wemby's taking over. He wasn't like amazing the rest of that series even.
He got half his points from the free throw line, and I would question some of those. Like, it's not like he was dominating. At 7'4" and his speed, like, you'd think he'd be dominating.
They're the second youngest team to make the finals in NBA history. I don't remember who the youngest team is, but there's so much about their team. Like when when they did the introduction of the Knicks players in San Antonio, they play like clown music, like circus type music, introduced to the Knicks, and you're like, why? I mean, like, I know you want to quote unquote disrespect the Knicks, but this just seems like clown. Like, why are you like this is just immature.
Well, they played clown music and they were 0-3 at home, so
It didn't really work well, and like the Wemby taunting stuff from like where beyond the fouls, like where he's like pointing to his head, I'm in your head. You're like, hey, dude, this is the finals. Are you really going to want to play like a complete jackass?
This younger generation tries to like aura farm. It's like Halliburton had that choking motion planned in his head. He was going to do that during that series. And Wemby was like, this is going to be my moment. This is going to go viral. I'm going to do You're in My Head when we get up by X amount of points. And it's going to live in infamy. And he was right, just in the wrong way.
Right, exactly. And I still think in game two, when he took that last shot, was it game one he took the last shot or game one took the last shot?
Game one was the last shot. Game two was the pass against Castle's back.
Jesus Christ. The game one, when he took that last shot, I really think that shot goes in if Wemby's not thinking about flopping on the way down.
Yeah.
He flopped on the way down, was not touched. Dude, like, just take the last shot. Like, you hit or miss. Just don't play unethical basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been a lot of stuff where you're like, I kind of feel like KP, Porzingis should sit him down and go like, hey, I was a young, immature player before. Here's what I learned that you might want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
This shit's fleeting. And don't play like an asshole. He became very unlikable in this series.
He had the backing of like the majority of the NBA fans, and he was such a spoiled prick during this series that I feel like it completely did a 180 and most people hate him.
I really thought going in, so I'm like going just generally, Wemby's like a freak of nature, kind of a fun player to watch. And like every once in a while I want to watch his games. But I never noticed this. And going into, I'm like, oh, the Knicks are going to play him in the finals. Thankfully, like, oh, I don't like the brand of ball OKC plays. I don't want to be angry about the other team and the refs the whole series. And I'm like, it'll be just interesting to watch Wemby because he's just like a freak of nature. And I'm like, oh, he really plays like this? This is what he plays like?
Yeah, it's even funny that he was talking about ethical basketball, and the guy he's a dirty player. He's just not, I mean,
the two plays where he threw Brunson and threw Alvarado were like, he hit basically Brunson in the head and threw Alvarado, like, just ridiculous play. I know he's getting bumped, and the guys are playing really physical against him. I don't remember Shaq taking a guy by the head and throwing him. Like,
if anybody should be throwing, it should be Towns.
Yeah.
Towns gets absolutely
no
mauled.
Whistle.
No.
Towns
might have the worst whistle in the entire NBA.
Right. It's like there should have been a ceremony where Julius Randle's like, "Here, Towns, here's my whistle."
Right. I mean,
unbelievable.
Half of Towns' fouls for the entire series were the ticky-tack or non-existent or just complete horseshit.
Right. There were a lot of things where it was like, that's a foul on Towns, and you were like, yeah, I guess, but is this the playoffs or not? Are we calling the rest of the game like this? We're not, so why are you doing this?
Right, why is it that a foul? The same exact play, the other end of the court, Castle's doing the same thing.
I also just don't understand, you were allowed to reach across someone's body, like just put your arm on them basically, and then they try to like move, and your arm gets hooked, and you're the foul on you. Like, how is that a foul?
Did you see the jump ball where Wemby pulled Towns' arm down with his other hand? I
saw that, yeah.
Can you imagine being 7'4" and having to cheat on a jump ball?
He needs to go hit the weight room. He needs to get bigger. He needs to like get a post-up game. He needs to figure out him shooting a lot of threes is never going to be a way for them to win games.
Not unless he turns into Ray Allen.
He's a solid 3-point shooter.
He's fine, but you can't run an offense shooting like I'm fine. He has to shoot like 40% from three to have that strategy.
He does that sometimes, but like it's also if Wemby's like, I'm going to work on my 3-point shot. I am going to become Ray Allen from three. Your coach should be like, hey, how about you not do that? How about you play inside the basket where you are so much bigger than everyone else. That's where you're dangerous. Get your 3-point shots on the and ones, basically.
I mean, if he shot like Steph and he's that tall, it's an unguardable situation.
Right, but is he really going to shot like
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not. He shot 34% from three for the playoffs. He shot 35% from three for the regular season. That is below league average.
He's been in the league 3 years, so it was 32%, 35%, and 35% again this year. And he's shooting this year. He shot almost 7. He shot 6 points. Wait, he shot 5.5 threes a game last year. You know, he shot almost 9 threes a game last year.
Yeah, that's too many.
That's too many. I'm fine with him shooting 3 or 4. Like, keep the defense honest. You're right. Hit a couple threes. That's great. It should be in your arsenal, but this can't be your main weapon.
Last year, it was more than half of his shots.
Oh my! And also, like, hey, you know, if you're gonna shoot this well from 3, I bet you'd be a pretty awesome shooter from like 10 feet from the basket. Also unguardable. I bet those twos would be really high percentage.
I hope they continue to do this exact strategy.
Right. It's the same way I hope that the Pistons go give a max contract to Jalen Duren. I hope teams just do the dumbest. I hope the Cavs go like, well, hey, let's give 4 years to James Harden.
Oh,
Just
shout
do
out
the
to Harden
dumbest-
for getting arrested for having a gun yesterday.
Yeah, that was. I do love all the comments online where everyone's like, "It's okay, it's playoff time. If he shoots, you're not gonna hit anyone," which I think amazing jokes.
Harden is way too old to be doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which will make it even funnier when the Cavs extend him.
I was gonna say the Knicks. Yes, it's gonna be crazy. Oh my God. So this is amazing. The Knicks won the title. It's unbelievable. You going to the parade, Jay?
No. So
Why are you not going to the parade?
So when I was leaving Stout, I started heading towards 6th Avenue.
You've been to the parade already?
And the police barricaded 6th Avenue and told me I have to go to 8th Avenue. And they did this for everybody. So they were funneling tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people all to one spot. So we all get to 8th Avenue, and then they told everybody you can't go south. You have to go north. So now they're funneling even more people in the same direction. And then when we got up 2 blocks, they closed off the north side and said everybody has to now go to 9th Avenue.
Wait, I thought you would go. How are you getting home? Didn't you go to Grand Central?
That's a good question. I was trying to go all the way east, and they keep funneling me west.
Oh my God!
So I get to 9th
awesome?
Avenue.
Everyone's got to be cheering and like, are people getting annoyed or
Yes,
everyone's just still?
People are getting annoyed. People are getting pissed off because I stayed at the bar through the whole trophy presentation and the interviews and stuff. So I'm expecting, it's about midnight. I'm ready to go home. Let's do this, and then. Now,
this is the portion of the show that we complained about the inconvenience of the Knicks winning the title.
Well, I just don't get closing off all the roads. What, like, if they didn't barricade 6th Avenue, I would have just walked straight east and gotten on the train. But now I'm stuck with 30,000 people on a 2-block radius, and I feel like that's just asking for trouble. People are getting annoyed. People are tired. They're drunk, and now they're like, I can't even explain how packed the street was. Like.
I looked online. I saw online that it looked like insane.
And then once we got to 9th Avenue, again, everyone was funneled north again. And once we got to 42nd, they told everybody to go, now you can go east, straight into Times Square, where all the people were celebrating the World Cup game.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was pure hell. And halfway through this just trudging, I was like, I'm not going to the parade. This sucks, and I don't want to be around this many people again. So I will be watching from home on a TV.
So I would love to go to the parade. So there are 4 days this week they could have done the parade. Mm-hmm. Well, really, any day they could have done the parade, and it would have been perfect. I would have pulled my son. I'm going to have to take my son to it. Of course. He's super excited. The only day that sucks for him to do the parade is Thursday. Because my son has the bio regents on Thursday. The final exam basis for bio.
Yeah.
You can't make that up. You can't miss. I mean, I guess in theory, maybe you can make it up. But this is, they're not going to let him make it up because he goes to the Knicks parade.
At what time?
I guess the parade's supposed to start at 11. The exam, he should get out of the exam around 12:30. I've already. What did you say?
No, there's no way. There's no way to make it.
Oh, we're going in. So I looked, we could take if he gets out earlier, which he's like, what if I'm done in the exam in 2 hours? And we're like, it's a 3-hour exam. Don't fuck up the damn exam because you want to get to the parade. So there's looks like a 1 o'clock train. We'll get there by 2, and like he read online that people will be celebrating for hours. I have no idea what it'll be like if we get there a little late, but there's probably a lot of people still like. I don't know. The city will still be jubilant. I told them we'll find Knicks championship shirts to get. We'll have a good time, basically. So we're gonna go on. We're gonna go right after the buyout region.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, and like I'm sure the city will be a little. Where's the parade? Where do they have? They have on Broadway.
Yeah, I think it ends at MSG. I think it goes maybe City Hall to MSG. I want to say.
Okay, so I mean that sounds right. So perfect. We go into Penn Station and we walk down Broadway. There's got to be some people are still.
It'll be fun. It won't be like mine because mine was after midnight and everybody's drunk. So it was more scary than We were walking and I'm like, did I just hear an explosion? And everybody's like, yeah, we should pick up the pace a little bit.
There was a thing about there was a bus on fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this AI or did that really happen?
It literally looked like The Purge.
It really, and I was looking at it looked amazing. At the same time, like I would have been there. I probably would have gotten tickets to the Radio City because again, I don't think I could bring my son to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been awesome. But afterwards, it probably, I guess it would have been safe. But do you think it's that safe to have a 14-year-old and that craziness?
No. They tried to funnel us right into the corner where somebody got shot last night.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was like, thanks, cops. That's
it really is. Why can't Knicks fans ever celebrate? I mean, not Knicks fans. Why can't? Because this happens in every goddamn city.
Yeah.
But why can't these cities celebrate without having like violence?
Because I think young people just use the sports as an excuse to go nuts. There's no way that's their reaction to the game.
There's stories where like I saw a video of like a Spurs fan who was all bloody from a previous game. There's a story of like a 17-year-old who's beaten to a coma, but now the story I think said like he was a Knicks fan and Spurs fans beat him up.
Yeah.
Everyone understands this is just a game. Just a game. You didn't even play in the game. You just have an allegiance. That's it. Like, and it's fun, but like, don't be insane.
Yeah, no, I think some people are just like, oh, cool, I could break stuff and fight tonight. I'll put on a Knicks jersey and pretend it was because of the game.
By the way, so we went to my cousin's beach club, and that's like it was like a solid like 50-minute drive home. Mm-hmm. On the drive home, we're talking about the parade. My wife's like, well, if the parade is on Tuesday, they both the kids have dental appointments, so you have to reschedule the dental appointment. She's going, I'm like, please stop talking about the stupid dental appointments. We'll figure it. She's like, I'm just like, it's not that easy. I'm like, fine, I don't care what. And then she's like, online, it said, I know when the parade is, but I'm going to tell Zach after. I'm like, you're not going to tell me? She's like, well, you're being really rude, so I don't want to tell you. I'm like, tell me when the goddamn parade is. Fine, it's Thursday. But he's got his bioregions, so you just can't take off. You can't just miss a bio. I know he can't miss his bioregions. We'll figure it. My wife, the way like some people will be like, their wives don't like them when they drink. My wife does not like when I watch the Knicks. Like, she's like, you're just belligerent with the Knicks playoff stuff.
But I do get the point. Like, they haven't won in 53 years. They might not win for another 53 years. Like, let's be a little flexible with the dental appointment.
Yes. And also, let's just, like, be jubilant for the ride home.
Right.
Yeah. We were driving back from the beach club, and we went for the drive back, like, my wife and my cousin, like, they left. The girls, they left earlier, and the guys were in the separate car. My cousin's we're driving down, like, there's a bunch of bars right near there, and he's just honking the horn. We're screaming out to, like, Knicks fans. I was like, that was awesome. Like, just everything, the happiness among Knicks fans.
I was on the other end of that once we got past, like, 6th Avenue, it started to disperse a little bit. So anytime cars passed, like, me and my wife were both in Hart jerseys, so cars were passing and honking and waving at us and stuff. It was
I love
fun.
that you guys wore matching jerseys. Any other occasion that'd be like cheesy, but I think that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, so listeners, if you made it this far, I think Jay and I want to thank you. If we had not ended the pod last year, Knicks never win the title.
Yeah, we actually got a message saying thank you for quitting the pod, and we got another message that said he saw we came back for the playoffs, but he didn't listen to any of those episodes because he wasn't sure if that would trigger the jinx. So thank you everybody who supported us all these years, and everybody who sent us messages. I try to respond to most, or at least like them. If I missed a few, sorry, but yeah, it's been really really fun interacting with everybody, and it's been really. I mean, we came back for the playoffs because we got a bunch of messages. So
I mean, maybe we'll just do occasional episodes going forward, like playoffs. Maybe every year for the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody, and glad we got to have this moment and got to do this episode where the Knicks are actually champ. I wasn't sure if this day would come or if we would be able to actually do this episode. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody. What do you have any like other thoughts about what you're going through or experiences?
I'm just super unbelievably happy. I never thought this day would come. 2018-19 team, they won 17 games. It was challenging for Jay and I to even do the podcast then because of how we had a rough stretch basically of games, and Jay had stuff going on in his life and I had stuff going on in my life. But I never imagined this team would. I couldn't even fathom the idea the team would actually win the title.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just never ever gonna happen. And
right. And did you think if the Knicks were ever gonna win the title, it'd be like a season that's obvious, where the Knicks win 68 games, they dominate the season, and you're like, oh, they're the favorites going to the finals. They've unlocked something. They have this new player, Marc, who's scores 40 points. It just seemed like it would be something obvious.
Right, like the Knicks finally draft nail a draft pick. They get a Giannis with the 14th pick or something, and they just. I don't know how everybody else missed him, and this is what happens. And
by the way, I understand that there's a phone call planned for later this offseason where it'll be the Bucks calling up the Knicks, being like, "Hey, good news for you. We're ready to trade Giannis." And hello, hello.
Stephen A. had to be talked down by Magic Johnson because he was still on this trade for Giannis thing. Is there a worse basketball talking? 2 days ago.
2 days ago, he's talking about trading for Giannis?
Yes.
During the goddamn NBA Finals?
When they're up 3-1 in the finals.
How are you not convinced this team is good enough to win the finals?
Even if they win, it's just Giannis, so you should get him. You should break up this championship.
You might want to get Giannis. Yeah, you might. I mean, think how many titles the Knicks can win next season with Giannis.
Magic Johnson was literally like, how many players do you think you'd have to give up for Giannis? And why would they do that?
You're like, what? They're in the finals now. You want to break that team up to hopefully get back to the finals?
Right. I mean, honestly, this team is locked in contract-wise for the next couple years. You make a couple peripheral moves, and that's it, really.
If the Knicks go 0-82 for the rest of my lifetime, it's fine. We got a title. We had the most magical season.
Yes.
I will just.
Yes.
I obviously don't want that to happen. I'd like them to compete next year, and maybe they can repeat. Maybe they can't repeat. I don't know. But you're right. They're locked in this roster, which I think when you win a title, you should run it back anyway.
I always think that. I thought it was weird. Some of those champions, like the Mavs, when they won, and they're like, "We're gonna trade everybody." I'm like, that's weird.
Let Chandler go. It made no sense. With his roster, I think they have some decisions to make about the roster. Can they pay Mitch to bring him back? And I think Diawara, who didn't play at all in the playoffs, or outside of maybe some garbage minutes, is he someone that you wanted to invest in? They have a bunch of things to this, but they're all peripheral. They're all the starting lineup is locked in. I think Alvarado will get some. I don't know how. We'd love to get Alvarado back, but if you don't get Alvarado back, you find someone else. They can figure this out.
I would love Alvarado back. He might be the type of guy that takes a hometown discount.
Yeah.
I think. By the way, I think you want to get Alvarado and Shamet back.
That would be great. Jay, I have a question. What feels better? Winning the championship as a Knicks fan for the first time in 53 years.
Yep.
Or winning New York by signing Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Oh my God. I love how
I can't believe the Knicks didn't sign Durant and Kyrie. What? That's embarrassing for their team. Let's see how this goes.
The funniest article I've seen in a long time was The Athletic today, and they wrote, the Yankees have the Mets, and the Rangers have the Islanders, and the Giants have the Jets. So fan bases are split, but everyone in New York is for the Knicks. And I'm like, the Nets are still in New York.
Yeah. If only New York had a second basketball team. Right. Oh, well.
I laughed so hard when I read that article.
There was an article. There was a rumor that came out yesterday about, or maybe 2 days ago, about the Nets going all in for what's the dude in the Lakers? Not.
Reeves.
Yeah, Austin Reeves going to pay him $40 million a year. I was like, dude, like get a hold of your franchise. If this is the big signing you're going to do, like this is gonna be rough, dude. Don't do it, man. Like, Austin Reeves is fine. He's a fine player. If you get him for $20 million a year, fine. You're paying him $40 million a year. Just like, I mean, I'm fine with the Nets being terrible, but like this is like, dude, like you're drunk. Don't drive the car.
Yeah, but what if we paired him with another guy that scores a lot and does nothing else?
So one of the buddy who I watched the game with yesterday came. He was a lifelong Knicks fan, but when he was from Brooklyn, and when the Brooklyn got a team, he switched allegiances. And he was like, I was talking to him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I was thinking the Nets should go after Alvarado also." I'm like, I mean, I like Alvarado, but dude, like, what are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, I think the Knicks seem like such a close team. I think everybody wants to stay together.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is maybe try and get another big man.
Right. Well, I don't think you can. I mean, the Knicks have a draft pick this year, so like you can use that. That draft pick will be important to fill out the bench, or maybe get another big man.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah,
you gotta use the. It'd be nice to use your draft picks to get some guys that can help. Also,
as good as Mitch is on the boards and rebounding and defense and shot blocking and stuff, on offense, like he would set a pick, and then both other players would just roll off of him, and he'd be alone at the 3-point line, and he's not going to shoot it. And so now you got like an actual offensive player who's double teamed because Mitch is at the 3-point line, like on an island.
he's a solid backup center. He's good. I'd love him back on the team, but like. The Knicks have enough guys on the bench that are going to be back next year that you could develop also.
I'm not saying trade Mitch. I'm just saying you need like a big man who has some offense. So in those situations where you actually need a score and maybe Towns is in foul trouble, you don't have it replace offense with no offense.
Right. Can Huck Porter develop a little more and be that guy?
Maybe.
I mean, you should. Hopefully they use. I mean, Leon Rose doesn't plays some games in the draft. Like he'll trade draft picks for other things. I hope he drafts a guy. I also know whatever Leon Rose does in the draft will be the correct decision because he actually plays real 4D chess. So whatever he does is fine. But like they could use some help on the bench going forward.
Yeah.
Because I honestly just don't think with the cap they can really bring back Clarkson, Shamet, Alvarado. I think they're gonna have cap issues with that also.
Yeah, I think Clarkson's gonna. I think Clarkson's gonna be the odd man out on that.
Yeah, I mean we'll find out in the offseason. The Knicks will do some things. They're obviously not going to make any major moves because that would be insane. The core five stays together. The bench will change a little bit, and also if the bench changes a little bit, the Knicks also can get a guy at the deadline. Like they got Alvarado.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting. And next year also we'll watch the games being like the Knicks are going to win 50 games. So does that mean they're just having a mediocre, like an average season, or are they going to win the title? We won't find out now until the playoffs start. This
Wild.
is unbelievable. I cannot believe they won the title. I just keep saying it. I cannot believe it.
It didn't even feel real at the time. Like they were down like the whole game, and at the end they go up by like 3, and everyone's just looking at each other like, is this really like happening? Like half the crowd was just like,
you couldn't have scripted games better. I don't know what was better. I mean, I guess it's not the first 3 rounds where the Knicks annihilated opponents.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But then like this round where every game is a comeback. Every game is thrilling. Like you could not like if Disney was scripting this final series, this is how they'd script it.
or if the refs were.
Yes, if the refs were scripting. Well, the refs were just a bad job apparently because the Knicks kept winning.
I mean, the coming back from 29 was amazing. I wouldn't change that. I would have loved to
Have one easy one.
have one, just the final one. Call 3 less fouls on Towns and maybe 1 or 2 less on OG, and then Knicks win by 25, and then you could be like, there's no arguing that this isn't like a historically good basketball team.
I think there's no arguing. The Knicks won in 4-1. It's not like the Knicks won in 7 games where they only had squeak out wins. I mean, so they were squeak out wins. They won all 4 games. That's all that matters.
Yeah, by next week, the only thing people are going to remember is that the Knicks won 4-1.
Yeah, that's what the Knicks went 16-3 in the playoffs. The number of teams that have gone 16-3 in the playoffs is a very short list.
Yeah. Not only that, if you add up all of their losses, it's 6 points.
Right. Their plus minus happens to be the greatest plus minus in the history of playoff basketball.
By a lot.
By a lot. I mean, they also helped. They had like insane blowout victories, but
well, that's
everything
part of their awesomeness.
I mean, Brunson's. I have like not many people have done with Brunson. Like a 40-point first Nick ever to score 40 points in the finals.
45.
Like, yeah, 45 total. But like I'm just saying, hit 40. Like his like everything Brunson did is on the level of other like historic players. Like Brunson is going to be a Hall of Famer. I know he's only had 4 years where he was a starter. He will 100% go to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Right. And then the people will be like, I feel like people will be like, we won the title, but we're still going to doubt him going forward.
I think you have at least 3 Hall of Famers on this roster.
I mean, yeah, Towns and OG.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all seem reasonable cases to make the Hall of Fame in the future. Yeah.
You think about it, Towns has now made 3 straight conference finals, with one of them being a championship, with 2 different teams.
Multi-time, like on play, all like a first team, like he made all NBA teams multiple times. Maybe not the first teams, but like
OG won with Toronto. He didn't play in the final series, but he played the rest of the, and that was only for an appendectomy. But I mean, he was awesome in the first 3 rounds of that series.
Right, OG's been these, and they're obviously all these guys' their careers aren't done, so they're gonna have many years ahead of them. But all these guys probably by the end are potential Hall of Famers in the future.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh, of course the Knicks won the title. Look, they have 3 Hall of Famers in that team.
Do you think the Raptors maybe dropped the ball a little bit?
By letting OG, like the trading OG?
They had OG, Kawhi, and Siakam, who are all 3 of them are still kicking ass 7 years later.
Well, I mean, Kawhi wasn't staying. I guess that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
They whatever, he was a 1-year deal. Siakam and they got rid of Siakam and OG because they had too many guys to pay and they chose the wrong guys, I guess.
Yeah.
They I think not keeping OG was just stupid. You have a guy, you don't have that many guys that can play both ends of the floor. OG's offensive game had not fully developed at that point.
No, it hadn't, but when you got a guy who plays that good at defense.
Right. I don't know what Toronto. But at the same time, OKC somehow had 3 Hall of Famers. And they all left.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, windows are short. Like the Spurs should get on. Basically, they should spend this offseason trying to lock in the title for next year because the Spurs look awesome. Look, they have a huge future ahead of them. But a lot of big men get injured. You don't know what's going to happen with this team going forward. De'Aaron Fox, you might not be movable.
What do you think people think of the Thunder if Halliburton doesn't get injured? They probably win that finals.
Right. The Thunder, for all how great of a team they were, in their finals run, they kept going to Game 7 against teams.
Yeah.
And even this year, they go obviously they lost this year, but they weren't dominating anyone.
No. I just think if the Pacers won and they have no championships, they're probably considered one of the most fraudulent regular season teams.
I do love also, I was going to make a point that when a team wins the title, every other team okay, we should do a big 3. We should do this. I like teams emulating. You always try to do what the champions do.
Yeah. So
it would be great now if everyone sees what Liam Rose did and go, no one wants to use their draft picks this year.
Let's try and have our franchise player be a second rounder.
Yeah, it's going all in on second rounders would be the. It was. I was listening to Simmons before also, and they were like, "This is the greatest Brunson's second round story. Is the greatest. What? How often is a second rounder the best player in the league?" I was like, I mean, Jokic also. I mean, it took him a while to get to remember that Jokic also was a second rounder, but the dude has won every level: high school, college, NBA. Pretty rarefied air. The guys that do that.
Yeah.
And he won. I think he won college, to win the MVP, Player of the Year. just unbelievable.
Would you be excited if you had drafted the league leading scorer in the NBA and the Finals MVP in the same draft?
Yeah, you were talking about like teams that messing Toronto messing. I'm like, Dallas seems to have done a really, really bad job with messing things up, and I know, and
they could not have nailed that draft more, but then they let both guys go for like spare parts.
It's weird for the team. Unbelievable.
So thank you,
Dallas,
Mavs front office, for fumbling the ball 2 different times with Brunson.
At least Dallas has never screwed up with a Hall of Fame point guard before.
Which time are you talking about? Kidd or Nash or
both?
Yeah. So that's 4 Hall of Fame point guards.
Oh, it really. Simmons was talking about what team take. The Knicks were always that franchise like they'll never win, and they like the desperate fans will never win. What team takes over this role?
Wizards.
Yeah.
They've never had a 50-win season.
Yeah, okay, fair. Do they have fans?
I mean, when I was in Baltimore, a few people were asking me what I thought about the Wizards.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
and you're like,
it gave me flashbacks of 2019 because they're like, yeah, Sarr might have something there, and we got Kalalubi or whatever the hell his name is, and I'm just like, oh my god, I remember being here like a few years ago. You're trying to talk yourself into like fringe starters.
We went through the 18-19 team that won 17 games last night, and that roster. If you remember the Giannis stopper, Noah Vonleh, where Noah Vonleh averaged slightly less awesome all-star stats against him, and they were like, "Oh, he's stopping Giannis." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's happening actually."
Right. He averages 26. He held them to 23.
We're talking ourselves into Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., Ntilikina. Do you remember the fact that that Brunson got permission from Ntilikina? Basically got Ntilikina's number. Ntilikina gave him like signed off on him getting number 11.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
I don't know. There was some kind of thing like Brunson. Obviously, he didn't have to get his permission, but he asked him basically. There was something. I don't know. I don't remember the exact story, but there was him basically thanking Ntilikina for giving up his
Oh, Ntilikina's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna be playing in Europe soon.
I also think he was already playing in Europe, so I don't even understand. I know there was something behind that. But we also bought in the Frank Ntilikina. We're like, there's something there. There's not. There really isn't.
In our defense, we did it very briefly. We were off that bandwagon a lot earlier than most people.
That's fair. But yeah, watch.
Remember we were calling people Frank Truthers?
Yes. We're like, it's not. There are people being like, well, if you look at his numbers, these advanced stats for the 12 minutes he played with Porzingis, you're like, dude, get help. Just seek help, man. It's not. There's a reason it's not working. Okay.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that the Knicks they signed a team's backup point guard, hired his dad to secure getting the guy, and he turns out to be Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Disney cannot write this shit better.
Generationally good. I mean, he was doing stuff where thousands of people are watching, and they're all like, "How did he even do that?"
Right.
Just incredible stuff.
He won 2 national championships in college and playing teams in the NBA are like, is he even a rotation guy? I guess we'll waste a second-round pick on him.
Right. Yeah, unbelievable. So, I don't even know where to go from here. We'll just post this and we'll see where we're at. But it's been awesome going on this ride with you.
Yeah.
Almost 700 episodes and.
I know not every listener has sent. Not that we have a million listeners, obviously, but not every listener has sent us messages. But a lot of them have, and the messages are just amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, every single one. So, yeah, thanks for sticking with us and just supporting this shit show franchise for so long until it turned into a juggernaut, seemingly overnight. And
you know that thing where you see the title and they're like, "Now I could die." You're like, "Okay, now our podcast can die. It's fine. Now
Right.
we saw the title.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I cannot believe through all the horrors, they actually won the title.
Horrors is a good word. There were horrors. Yeah.
And even last night's game, because of how they win these games, also, I am not convinced at any point that they're going to win. And then you're like, at some point you're like, oh my god, this is really happening. And then you don't believe it, but you like, it's really happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Even last night, like, they missed a bunch of free throws at the end when they were just going back and forth fouling, and like the last minute took like 30 minutes, and like when OG missed the first free throw, you're like, is he gonna miss the second? And then they're gonna score, and that's gonna be it. And like, there's always that doubt up until like 8.8 seconds left, and I'm still like, this might not happen.
Okay. Thank you, fans. We can go on and on, but we're not gonna. We've already gone on and on today. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Jay and I will be back at some point, and we'll put out a random episode here or there. And we could not be more, like, just happy.
And if you want to contact us, we are nyknickspodcast@gmail.com, and we are nyknickspodcast on all social media. And, feel free to message us. We're pretty responsive, and any feedback. We'd love to hear feedback, good or bad. And that's it. So that's a wrap on.
That's a wrap.
One of the most legendary
awesome.
Knicks seasons of all time.
The most magical season of sports I have ever seen.
There you go. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go.
This is the end.
Say goodbye. You better go away.
I'm gonna leave.